SAfm, South Africa's news and information leader.
Thanks, Ike. Making headlines, another criminal charge for Julius Malema, and government calls for peaceful COSATU march. Good afternoon. I'm Carmen, ready for SAfm News at 12 o'clock. An additional charge of racketeering has been added to the charge sheets of expelled ANC Youth League President Julius Malema and his co-accused. Malema was initially charged with money laundering relating to proceeds he received through his Ratanang Family Trust from an on-point engineering tender that the Limpopo Roads and Transport Department had issued. During his appearance in the Polokwane High Court, Malema's lawyers indicated that they'd submitted a letter to the acting NPA boss, Nonqoba Jiba. SABC political journalist Mahlatsi Gallens reports.
The letter was sent to Jiba days before Malema's arrest. In it, he claims there is a political agenda against him. His lawyer told the court that a political plot was hatched at a meeting Jiba attended in Cape Town. There were no arguments today, and all agreed to a postponement of April the 21st next year. Mahlatsi Gallens, SABC News, Polokwane.
And of course, news just in that case postponed to the 23rd of April next year. Mining company Lonmin has insisted that it remains constant in its approach to the situation in which more than 3,000 mine workers embarked on an unprotected strike in August. Lonmin's legal representative Advocate Skalkberger has accused AMCU President Joseph Mathunjwa of jeopardizing relations between the mine management and workers. Earlier, Mathunjwa testified that after protesters agreed in principle to disarm and return to work on the 15th of August, management refused to engage them. Lonmin says it has always maintained that it would only engage the workers if they agree to lay down their weapons and return to work. Berger had this to say.
And I put to you that when you told the Commission that you told the workers on that occasion that they must disperse and return to work, that's false. I didn't say that to them.
That's not correct what you are saying.
Government has reiterated its call for a peaceful protest march against e-tolling by COSATU in Johannesburg and Pretoria. Hundreds of people had gathered at the Mary Fitzgerald Square in Johannesburg. They're marching to the Premier's office and the Transport Department to hand over a memorandum on their opposition to the tolling system. The Opposition to Urban Tolling Alliance's Wayne Duvenage says the action should be able to convince government to halt implementation of the system.
I think government needs to listen to what has come out of their public engagement sessions 2-3 weeks ago. I think they need to listen and read all those submissions that were made electronically to the Department of Transport. They need to take note of what is said here today. I think that they cannot ignore public sentiment.
Meanwhile, in Pretoria, people are converging on Schubert Park as part of the march to the offices of the Transport Department and Treasury to hand over their memorandum opposing the implementation of the tolls. The SABC's Freddie Sepeng reports.
The protesters are in their red, black and yellow COSATU t-shirts. They are gathering on the intersection of Schubert Park and Bruce Street. The march will proceed southwards, Schubert Street, then turn eastwards into Vermeulen Street. They will also use Bosman and Struben Streets to the Department of Transport, where they will hand their first memorandum. From there, they will proceed to the Finance Department, where they will be submitting their second memorandum. Motorists are advised to use alternative routes as police are monitoring the situation. Freddie Sepeng, SABC, Pretoria.
And the Mapungubwe Institute for Strategic Reflection has released its report following a 2-year research project into the state of football in the country. The report, amongst other things, highlights the importance of youth development programs and long-term strategic planning in order to achieve a sustained international success. Former Kaizer Chiefs captain Dr. Howard Fries was part of the research team.
We need to do our lessons from other countries. We need to look at other countries like Germany, look at Ghana, it's done very well. And we need to learn from the other countries, say, okay, what have they done that has made them so successful? And what is it South Africa is not doing that makes us to be less successful? And all that goes back to football development in the country.
Recapping your top story, an additional charge of racketeering has been added to the charge sheet of expelled ANC Youth League President Julius Malema and his co-accused. His case has been postponed to the 23rd of April next year.